Stay a while and listen.
All right. Did you happen to get on Reddit today?
I have not today, no.
Okay. Go ahead and pull up your notepad.
Okay.
You're not going to know what this picture is when you first see it.
Okay.
But
Pulling it up.
we got to talk about it.
Retrieving. What we got? Oh, shit.
We share a notepad that we do show prep on. It's just like one of those Apple notepad things.
Are you talking about the picture of the woman with all of the...
That's coming up, yes. The one before that. Okay, and I'm going to pull it up on the screen here, too.
I already know what that is. I saw that on Twitter 2 days ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. I've got it up on screen here. This is the Cyberpunk script.
Dude, don't even...
This is the script of a video game, Micah. that is 1 million plus words.
Tolkien who?
I think, but it reminded me, and the reason I put that other picture on there, which I got up on the screen here now.
Yeah, that's the woman who wrote all of the
code for NASA.
Yeah,
Margaret Hamilton.
She's the one who got us to the moon.
Quite literally. But I saw that, and the first thing that came to my mind with the script was exactly what we're looking at there with the code for that, and it's just
that's amazing.
It is. I still can't believe. I think writing video games is one of the most undervalued, underrated. Just talents
it's
in
impressive.
General.
It's so impressive.
You have to, I mean, just thinking about it, you have to absolutely write a 40 to 50, sometimes 60, or in the case of The Witcher 3, 2,000-hour story.
Yeah.
That has to be engaging.
And it has to be engaging, it has to make sense, and there has to be continuity.
Yeah. And in some cases, like the Assassin's Creed, you got to know your history.
Oh, my God.
You got to be a history buff. I can't even imagine trying to include all of that in there. But that just blew me away. I'm just...
Speaking of game details, those are some of the more detailed games because when you start doing stuff with history, you are under a lot of scrutiny. As you should be, because people shouldn't mess with history, you know?
Unless it's a fictional take on history, which kind of what Assassin's Creed does.
I mean,
not everything in there is historically accurate, but as far as the setting, the time...
What, you don't think there's an Apple of Eden out there somewhere?
Their problem. It's 2020, man. For all we know, there is.
Oh, man.
That's just...
That's what Fuji apples are to me. They're sinful.
Fuji apples? Oh, the edible apples.
Yeah.
Clearly, as you can see, I'm not much of an apple person. Can you put Fuji apples on pizza?
I'm just trying. I imagine you could. I'm just trying to keep the doctor away, man.
Oh, there you go.
Apple a day.
Oh.
He keeps him at bay.
I need like 40 apples just to get started.
Apple on pizza. Maybe apple with smoked bacon on pizza.
Well, I'm not against trying that.
I'm all for that.
I don't know how I would... The sauce... That's got to be catchy.
The night that I proposed to Hannah...
You had pineapple pizza.
No, God, no. I've never had pineapple pizza.
You've never had pineapple
I don't
pizza?
like pineapple pizza?
Do you like pizza?
Love pizza.
Then you should try pineapple pizza.
Well,
not with that attitude.
I got it was a whiskey cocktail, but it was infused with applewood smoked bacon grease. It was phenomenal.
Okay.
Always going to stick in my head.
That actually does sound pretty good.
It's very smoky.
Yeah, I imagine.
It's a whole vibe.
Did I ever tell you why I started this account?
No.
Like back in 2012. Yeah, it was 2012. It's actually been like 8 years now that I've been doing this account. Anyway, I started the account and it wasn't VGF Gamers. It was at Video Game Facts.
Yeah.
Because for about the first year and a half, all I did was just post random video game facts.
Yeah.
And that's actually what kind of grew the account to where it was now.
Okay.
And then I ran out of facts. But
eventually.
That was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
There are a lot more games out now.
Oh, yeah.
There
and
are
a lot more facts.
There are a lot more facts, Micah. And so I kind of wanted to bring that back just to kind of honor tradition, kind of change things up here.
Fuck yeah.
And, I don't think there's a better game to start with than
we
Pokemon.
We got to keep learning.
All right, I'm throwing these at you right now. We got them up on the screen here. All right, first one. You haven't seen these, have you? Okay, this is going to be fun then. Lance's this is Pokemon Red and Blue, by the way. This is Gen 1.
Okay.
Lance's Dragonite knows Barrier, a move which Dragonite cannot learn through legitimate methods. Lance is a freaking cheater.
Did not know that.
He's a cheater.
Cheater, pumpkin eater.
Lance is a cheater, and we were supposed to look up to this guy, and he's out there cheating.
For shame.
What an idiot. What else?
Is there rules for that to Pokemon that I don't know?
I don't think there are rules in Pokemon.
The rules are there are no rules.
Yeah. Okay. So second one here. Mew was actually the first Pokemon name to be trademarked, even before the name Pocket Monsters, which was the original name. Mew was actually trademarked before the game was trademarked. Huh. Mew was trademarked in 1990, and Pocket Monsters was trademarked in 1995.
Interesting.
Yeah. Do you remember what the first Pokemon they designed was?
Actually, I don't. Do you?
I'm trying to think. I thought it was like a Rhydon or something like that.
May have been.
Or Rhyhorn.
I don't know a whole lot about its history.
You need to.
I know like the spooky stuff.
The spooky Oh, I've actually got that page
like
pulled up.
Lavender Town and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. I've literally got the website already pulled up here to talk about that. That was one of the things I was going to go into.
Intuition.
During development, there actually was a type called bird.
Bird type?
Yep, there was a bird, and it was going to be in the game, but it was later changed to flying. But it's still in the code. The Missing Go.
Yeah.
That thing is actually a bird/normal type.
Huh. Didn't know that.
Yeah, fun fact. Yeah, see, the more you know. What else we got? There is evidence that suggests, I actually love this one. This is getting into the conspiracy stuff, and we'll stop here and go into the conspiracy stuff. There is evidence to suggest that Ditto is a failed clone of Mew. Both are genderless. They have the same weight. They have the same stats. Identical colors. And they both learn, I believe they're the only two that learned to transform naturally.
Wow. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Because didn't they actually have one of the things that, like, was it Cinnabar Island where they actually did, like, experiments on Pokemon?
You're asking the wrong guy, man.
No, I'm not. I'm asking the right guy. Just nod and make shit up, Micah.
Yes.
That is what we do. But here, I'll pull this up real quick, actually. This is actually, and I've talked about this on a past episode, but that's totally cool. This is the 15 darkest Pokemon fan theories.
Ooh, those are fun.
Yeah, they are. And they're actually really dark, man.
I've been down that road a few times late at night. It's just a random mood, man. It's a mood.
I'm sorry, I was about to say some inappropriate stuff about other things you could be looking at late at night, but is nope. We've all heard the Genghis Khan one. The Cubone is a Genghis Khan baby.
Yeah.
Which, it actually, there's also another one that the Cubone skull is a king.
Is its mom's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of fucked up shit is that?
I wouldn't put it past him.
It's like the Black Widow, like killing after your mate. It's like killing your mom after you're born.
Praying mantises do something similar to that too.
Yeah, there's a couple on here that the one you were talking about is the Lavender Town syndrome.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna read this right here for people who don't know. There's no doubt that Lavender Town's story was creepypasta, not a fan theory. Okay, so it's obviously not real, but most versions of the story say that programmers created a song with deadly frequencies. Of course, there is no proof of an increase in adolescent Japanese suicides in 1996, and Lavender Town creepypasta remains fictional. But then they go on to say, but there actually could be some truth to it. So I guess you don't really know what the word fictional means. Many people state that the Lavender Town song does make them feel incredibly uncomfortable and seemingly sourceless sense of dread. Yeah, the dogs are outside just going ape shit.
Yeah, I was like...
not my dogs. My dog is in here sound asleep. But I never got that feeling. It's a creepy
song.
It's creepy, but I never got like this huge uncomfort.
But something I feel like is people are very varying when it comes to what we're sensitive to. Some people can be more sensitive to sound and song than others.
Yeah.
Like I, for one... You hit me with like some classical piano music and I get chills. Like I have a physical response to hearing it.
Who's your go-to? Are we about to do a whole episode on Beethoven or something?
I really do love Beethoven. I love Beethoven. I love Mozart. There's Johann Sebastian Bach, man. Oh my goodness. There's some magical work that happened several hundred years ago.
He was the Jay-Z from his day.
Yeah. I'm very, very blessed to be able to have learned how to like play.
You played?
I love playing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's one of my it's my hobby other than video games, just because it's like it's the truest form of emotional self-expression that I can do.
Ooh.
Because something about the piano, you can like pour your body and your soul through it, you know? And it's and the sounds that come out of it is kind of like a
Right.
reflection of yourself.
That's actually really freaking deep.
I love it. I love it so much.
So, if you know about sound, have you ever heard of binaural beats?
Mm-mm.
Okay, binaural beats are essentially they're just like just like a pattern of beats, and they're oftentimes very low where you technically can't even hear them, I guess.
Are you talking about it's a song called Weightless by some British scientific group, and it's built with these really low frequencies, and it's supposed to like soothe you.
Yeah, it's something. I think it's kind of similar to that. The binaural beats, I don't even know how to pronounce it, so I don't know why I'm sitting here talking about it like I'm some kind of expert. But I know like a lot of hypnotists and stuff, they will use them in their programs because there used to be, I can't remember what it was called, but it was just binaural beats, and they supposedly actually got you high. Like they had binaural beats that would make you feel the same way as like getting high off weed. They had one for even like cocaine for like some like really serious. Now it only, from what I can tell, from what I've read, for the little research I did, it only works on like 30% of people. Huh. Yeah, I tried it, didn't do anything for me.
Interesting.
But I do know there are a lot of hypnotists and stuff.
Oh, do you
for
remember
better or worse.
Do you remember the Mythbusters episode where they tried to test the brown note? That there was a frequency.
I remember the South Park episode.
Yeah, there's like a frequency so low that'll make you poop your pants.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did you ever see that South Park episode?
I'm sure I have.
Oh my god. Yeah, where they found it on they were doing like a nationwide recorder.
Oh my god. Yes.
And they found the brown.
They found the brown.
Yeah, but I guess it would kind of be something like that.
Yeah.
I never saw that episode though. Obviously, there's not. Right.
Nothing that they could find. They had like they had like 10-foot tall speakers surrounding a person, and they played the note that was supposed to be the brown note, and nothing.
Nobody shit themselves?
Nobody shit themselves. Nobody even felt discomfort. It was just
Can you imagine being the one guy sitting there who just had to use the bathroom
oh God.
really bad? and like after it's done, they're like, all right, raise your hand if you shit yourself. And then everybody's just turning around like staring at you.
That one person who's like,
yeah. Sorry, guys. It's because of what I had for breakfast. It had nothing to do with the note.
I shouldn't have had that glass of milk, man.
Yeah, but no, it's yeah, I don't really buy into the binaural beat thing. Some people swear by them. You know, if that's your thing, if it works for you, then by all means.
I try not to discount everything or too many things, just because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that we don't completely understand, especially about the human body. Like I don't even know like what we don't know, but the brain itself, like I don't know how much you've studied about our brains, but
I'm a hypnotist. I've had to.
Insane. And I'm sure you know it's insane.
Yeah, like it's absolutely
how complicated and powerful it is.
We don't know anything. The thing that I'm always fascinated about now, and I'm actually on that kick again. Like a couple times a year, I get on this kick where I just want to learn everything I can about consciousness. Yeah. And I'm on that kick right now. I'm watching a lot of Lex Fridman stuff on YouTube. I highly recommend people go check him out. He does a lot of work. He had like Sir Roger Penrose on there, Sean Carroll, a lot of really prominent people, and they're just talking about consciousness and what all that entails. And that it just absolutely blows my mind, man. Yeah. There's so much more. And I used to be a hypnotist, so I saw a lot of weird stuff that to this day I still can't explain.
Yeah, exactly.
But
there's just so much out there that if you expose yourself to it, you're like, oh my God, there's so much I don't understand. There's so much I can't explain. There's so much.
Well, there is, man.
Science can't explain.
And like one of the things that is really depressing to me is how psychedelics are viewed. Yeah. It was like the third episode I did on this podcast. I had Mike Wilson on. He's the CEO of Devolver Digital, the people behind Fall Guys. And we talked for 45 minutes just about psychedelics. Yeah. And like those are the conversations that I want to have. Because when you look at what's going on at schools like NYU or Johns Hopkins University, or I think UCLA actually has a psychedelic program now, where these people who are on the end of life, you know, they got cancer, there's no coming back, or maybe PTSD. It's been used on a lot of people coming back from overseas, fighting in wars and stuff like that. And these psychedelics have a tremendous rate of success and essentially zero side effects. Yeah. And here they are illegal. Now, I understand you can do a lot of stupid shit on psychedelics, obviously.
Absolutely.
But,
and being used responsibly could be incredibly beneficial for a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this is what Mike Wilson and I talked about, how the fact that that within the next 10 years, it's going to be a mainstream therapeutic option.
Yeah.
And as it 100% should be. Back in, it was the late 60s, early 70s, I believe, when they made LSD illegal. If you actually go back and read the medical accomplishments and the medical journals of what they studied with LSD, it had like an 80% success rate of curing alcoholism.
Yeah.
I mean, just really just outrageous stuff that when you go back and look at it, you think, wow, this is illegal. You're taking this away from people. You're putting them on pills.
It makes sense, though. Like, think about it in the typical run-of-the-mill capitalist company, like big pharmaceutical company.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it makes complete sense. In a business point of view, when you have the money to influence national law, you're going to influence those national laws to be within your favor, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that they're illegal. I'm not surprised any of this stuff is illegal, especially with how provenly beneficial it is for people. Just because companies would rather pump you full of chemicals they don't know exactly or what's going to happen instead of a natural plant that works 80, 85, 90% of the time.
But the thing is, they do know. If you go back, there's a documentary on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's Business of Drugs. Mm-hmm. If you go watch the Business of Drugs, it's like one of the miniseries. They just have on certain drugs, and the one that I watched was on opioids.
Yeah,
and how like Purdue Pharma and stuff like that, they 100% knew.
Yeah,
they 100% knew that this was going to make people addictive, and they actually told their salespeople how to handle that conversation of addiction. Yeah. How it's it's just a mental thing. Like it goes away. Like they were literally telling their people to say this, and then meanwhile, it's like you said, we've got plants over here that do the job without any side effects, and
a little diabolical, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really diabolical.
But times are changing.
Hopefully,
times are changing because
we'll see.
You can't hide as much. I mean, you can still hide a lot from your average person, but thanks to the internet, it's a lot easier for people to spread information, even false information, but also not false information.
Yeah.
So it's getting harder and harder and harder for these big companies to get away with stuff like that with how much scrutiny they're under, because at the end of the day, is a politician going to listen to the 100,000 people that are calling them every single day and like showing up outside their work to demand things from them, or a big pharmaceutical company? Like
they're gonna listen to whoever's filling their paychecks, whoever's lining their pockets with that cash. We've already seen that. We see that here in Tennessee. I don't have to name 100%. Names of the politicians here, but we 100% see how they are backed by pharma. Yep. Speaking of terrible segues, the Great War. Have you ever heard of the Great War from Kanto from Pokemon?
No.
That theory? Oh, this is my favorite one, man. And I feel like this could be a whole documentary on itself. Okay. The Great War essentially states that before you actually start playing the first gen, the red and blue, that there was actually a war that took place between Kanto and Johto.
Really?
And
they fought with Pokemon?
Well, the Pokemon assisted, but the theory is that is why there are no male adults.
Because they were soldiers.
And then you have people like Lieutenant Surge, who talks about how he just got back from, fighting, and he had the help of his Pokemon and stuff like that. And you couldn't get over to Johto at that time. Like it was essentially non-existent. Let me see it's really,
there was just a massive Snorlax.
Yeah, okay. And this is what they say. Lieutenant Surge in Pokemon Red and Blue reveals to you that an electric Pokemon saved his life during the war.
Oh.
So what's he talking about?
Tell us more about this war, Lieutenant.
That's all they say. And I don't understand this. This could also explain the pressure to catch them all and complete a Pokédex. Perhaps the professors want to catalog Pokemon that survived the war. So, like, Pokemon going on. I mean, it's interesting. I feel like there should be a whole documentary investigating something like this.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot. This is just a couple paragraphs. There's all kinds of theories and fan fiction that actually fit in to the basis of the Pokemon Gen 1 story. The dark origins of Pokemon. What is this one? Oh, some fans think that Pokemon were the result of a massive nuclear war. I don't know. And then did you ever watch the Pokemon anime show?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Ash, by the way, is one of the most overrated people, I think, in any
anime,
any show ever. What has he done? What has he accomplished? Didn't he literally like past like month just win his first tournament?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you've been doing this since I was a kid.
You've been doing this for like 25 years, homie.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
But apparently because in one of the first episodes or something, he's hit by lightning, or one of the early episodes or something like that.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is, and the theory is everything after that is in his mind.
So kind of like the Harry Potter living underneath the staircase the entire time, and Hogwarts being a fictional figment of his imagination. Yeah,
I've never seen Harry Potter, but I know that scene. What?
There's just a theory because he in the first book and movie, he lives in his aunt and uncle's house,
yes.
and they keep him underneath the stairs, and it's like a really abusive thing. So someone wrote a fan theory that he created the whole world of Hogwarts and like magic and stuff like that in his head to help him cope with the fact that he was living underneath the stairs. It was really.
I don't even like. I've watched the first Harry Potter movie.
Yeah,
just not my thing.
They're good.
I'm sure they're obviously fantastic if that many people like them. But I remember seeing that scene. But that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
like I don't think has what's her name? J.K. Rowling said anything about it?
No, it's nothing. She's too busy.
Yeah,
with changing everyone's sexuality.
Oh my god. Speaking of something oddly similar than that. Another one is just hear me out. Another one is Digimon are actually corrupt Pokemon.
What? Like evil Pokemon?
The fan theory is okay. So this actually says it's less dark and literally a little more hilarious. It's just based on the rivalry. So in the Pokemon game, caught Pokemon can be released from your PC. However, there's not a lot of information of where they go when you release them from your PC. You already know where it's going because of this. Clearly, Pokemon are being transferred somewhere. So where did the corrupted Pokemon files go? I never got into Digimon. I tried a couple times.
I did too. There was a lot of them. I grew up watching different cartoons and stuff like that, and I've watched animes here and there, but there's it's only been a handful that have really sunk their teeth into me, and I've been like, yes.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh gosh.
I really did enjoy watching Pokemon growing up though. That was a good one.
Yeah.
But I grew up on stuff like Ed, and Eddie and
Ed, and Eddie, Dexter's Lab.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dee
what
are you
show.
doing in my laboratory?
That's actually not bad. Let's see here. The remains of dead trainers are in the wild.
What?
I'm not kidding. Players of Pokemon are definitely happy to find useful items on the ground. However, it gets a little awkward and dark when you consider that items hanging out on the ground in the game are the remains of trainers who have been eaten by wild Pokemon. Because naturally.
In the natural world, that would make sense.
Not Pokemon.
You come across a Growlithe in the real world, that's probably going to operate like a lion tiger would and eat you. So
yeah, I guess, but I also can't see a situation where you're just getting like gained up on by like a bunch of Weedles.
If there was realistic Pokemon, there's so many Pokemon out there that I would never want to encounter.
No, oh god, no.
Like if the natural laws in our world applied to Pokemon, no, screw that, dude.
This is actually a question I actually meant to post this on the account last week, but never did. If you could have any Pokemon as like a pet, who would you go with?
Man, because you would want something versatile, something that that would be super useful to have, but also not super inconvenient to have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you get like a Rayquaza or something like that, and you've got a 50-foot long god snake living above your house or something. But also,
God snake, is that a Pokemon?
Rayquaza?
Oh, no. Okay. See, I haven't even played past Gen 2, man.
That is Gen 2. Rayquaza is...
Rayquaza?
Am I saying that wrong? The giant green dragon thing from Emerald.
Gen 2.
Or is that Gen 3?
That's Gen 3. Or I don't even know if that's Gen 3. I know Gen 2 was gold, silver, and crystal.
Oh.
There's so many freaking gens, man.
At
what point do we just stop with all this and just put them all in one game together?
They need to
throw it on the Switch.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine that?
It's probably they're gonna do something like that, but I feel like it's gonna be the next console generation.
I don't know. But they could do it with any console generation.
They could. They absolutely could.
I think we're ready for that. I think we can handle that.
I think I can handle it.
Have you seen? I'm sure you. And I'm not even gonna look for it on here, but we've posted it before. It's a map of all the different locations, Kanto, Johto.
Oh, like the whole world map or whatever. It's cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I would love a first person like open world Pokemon game that but I don't feel like any
Pokemon FPS.
Well, kind of, yeah, but I don't feel like any Nintendo console could handle something at that scope and scale. Because we saw with Sword, I don't know if you played Sword and Shield, it's close, but it feels like when you're playing, for me personally, when I'm playing that game, I feel like I'm playing 2 generations behind the Xbox and PlayStation. Like I'm playing a game that would only handle like an original Xbox or a PS2 or something like that, you know? So I don't know if it's just the way they designed the game or how much they wanted to put in it, but doing like a big open world game on the Switch, I mean, Breath of the Wild turned out great, but if you think about Breath of the Wild, it's a big open map, but it doesn't have like buildings and structures, and I mean, it does have some.
Yeah, you're looking at, doesn't every major location in Pokemon have like at least one of the major cities? Like you got Saffron City, and then I'm trying to think of what the one in Gen 2 wasn't Cinnawood. That's where that freaking Miltank is. But yeah. Whew, I'm ready for it though.
Oh, me too. I think we'll get it because with the popularity of Pokemon Go, like Pokemon Go is still popular 5 years later.
It's insanely popular.
Yeah.
That's why it amazes me whenever I post something about it. Everyone's like, "Dead game." It's like, no,
sweetie,
farthest thing,
not dead.
No, sweetie,
not dead.
I need to start responding with that. That's such a crushing response.
It is the most disarming thing you can say to someone.
It is because it shows it's like, oh, your opinion is so adorable.
It's adorable.
Oh my gosh, that's so adorable.
It is like one of the most condescending things you can say to someone.
You're right.
But then it all depends on the person saying it to you, because someone like a specific like older lady or something like that calls you sweetie, then you're like, yes, ma'am. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, but if some fat 32-year-old dude like me is saying it,
you'd be like, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know who you think you are.
I had some more facts here. Let me see what we got here. Yeah, okay. Okay, we already did that one. Yeah, okay. So this is also a really good one that I liked. There is a battle against Professor Oak programmed into the game.
Really?
Yes, and we've actually got his lineup. So we are starting off level 66 Tauros.
Okay.
Level 67 Executor.
Okay.
Level 68 Arcanine. Level 70 Gyarados, or however you pronounce it. And then the last one was whichever remaining starter that you and the rival didn't take.
Okay.
So that was cool. That's actually still in there. And I think with a Game Shark, you can actually still go back and play it.
Why would they cut that? That seems like a full circle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like maybe they felt like having something after you fight the Elite Four wouldn't be good. Man, wouldn't it have been cool?
But this is clearly after the Elite Four.
Right,
those levels,
because they're too high.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be like super cool if you like fought all the way through and like right before you fight the Elite Four, he shows up and he's like, "Hey, you made it this far. Get past me and you'll fight the best of the best," or something like that.
How pissed off would you be if you were in the position of that person and you just took down like the biggest crime organization in the history of Kanto, and then you get up and you're about to accomplish your dreams, and then the guy who got you started walks on and was like, "Not so fast, motherfucker.
Hold your horses.
Hang on. Bud. You got to get through me, bitch."
Yeah.
And then you lose, and Professor Oak goes on to win it all.
That would be very
Wasn't
defeating.
Professor Oak was Gary, because Gary was your rival in Gen 1.
Yeah.
Was that his uncle? I thought there was some relation there. Maybe not.
It's been different in every game. They always explain their relationship differently, and it's been so long since I've played. I don't know.
Man, I still have an emulator on my Amazon Kindle.
Oh, yeah.
Ironically enough, and I still play it because it comes with like the Game Shark built in.
Oh, yeah.
So I can get you can
Is
literally.
That free?
I don't even think you can get it anymore.
Oh, I just bought a Kindle.
I'll look and see. But because I'm pretty sure they took a lot of the emulators down, but this one was from like 2011.
Oh God!
And if I connect it to the internet, it wouldn't work anymore.
Oh,
so it's one of those situations.
Got you.
What else we got? Let's go. According to a journal entry in the game, Mewtwo's birthday is February 6th.
Okay.
I don't know why that's important.
Neato.
All right. The source data for the game was almost lost because the computer that stored the data suffered a nasty crash. Can you imagine?
Back your shit up.
That's the most 2020 thing to happen.
Yeah.
In what, 1995, 1996?
Yeah.
Yeah.
96, I guess.
Oh my God. Can you imagine especially in hindsight,
Oh, being
What
so
would happen
mad.
if they just lost, like right before they were getting ready to actually like print the games and release them? They just lost it all, and they're like, you know what? Screw it.
Do you obsessively back stuff up now because you traumatically lost something super important in your life in the computer? Because I do. I've lost so many important assignments and stuff that I was supposed to have and had to start from the beginning at the last second because I didn't save them.
I'm trying to think.
I think I had a work project or two that I did the same thing with, and I don't mess around. I save everything.
Oh,
so many
yeah,
times.
I have. Back actually when I was working in radio, I had an interview with Mario Andretti,
Yeah.
the famous race car driver, and I didn't save it.
Oh, my God.
I called him, and no, that's not even the end of the story. I actually called him back then,
Yeah.
and we redid it, and then that file got lost too.
What?
So I did the interview 3 times with Mario Andretti. He was that amazing of a dude, and every time I asked him different questions every time,
Yeah.
just so it wasn't like
spice it up. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was just so generous and kind with his time.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Never complained or anything like that. And this is like one of the most notable race car drivers of all time.
Of all time.
Oh my God. But yeah, after that, I pretty much saved everything except for video games. Somehow I still get fucked on video games with autosave. When was it? What game was I just playing? Literally, it may have been the Avengers game, which shocker. That game's gone to hell. By the way.
Yeah.
And I really hate it because I think there's a lot to work with there. But
It has so much potential.
It's just not enough content.
Yeah.
You released a $60 game with the content that gets you through a week and a 10-hour story and multiplayer that you've been through everything. And
I played it 4 or 5 days, and I was like,
yeah, they're getting ready to add a lot of new stuff, and I'm excited to play with the new characters. But anyway, I forget I was playing that game, and supposedly the autosave was working, and then I went back, and it was just nothing.
I would probably.
Oh, no. It literally erased my entire game file.
What? You had to re-download?
I just started at the game.
Oh, and you had to start completely over?
Yeah, everything was gone.
Dude.
Like, I hadn't even played it in a couple days.
Dude, that's
garbage. It was just fucking gone.
I don't know if I told you or not, but with the update for No Man's Sky, we might have talked about
We talked a little bit about the update, yeah.
Did I tell you about me jumping in a volcano to see if it'd kill me?
Did it kill you?
Yeah, and I didn't think to autosave, so I had my inventory. I keep like all elements on me at all times in case I need to build something.
I do too.
And
I forgot, and you don't get that. Do you get it back, or do you have to go back and find...
Luckily I had a hard save that I had done from like an hour previous, so I just took the loss, took all that progress loss, and just went back and had all the stuff that I'd had previously. So there's no because when you if you die in the world, it respawns you and you can go get your stuff back. Yeah,
okay, that's what I remember.
There's a reliquary system, is that what it's called, or something like that? I don't remember. Anyway, but since I jumped in a volcano, there's no way I could get back to the bottom to get my stuff because it's in the volcano.
Ooh.
So the volcano, it wasn't completely instant, but I touched the ground, I touched the lava, and as soon as I hit my jetpacks to jump back out and try to get safe, I just died. So I touched the ground and started flying and then died.
And then lost all your stuff. That's heartbreaking, man. I hate that.
My best friend and I were role-playing Sam and Frodo climbing up Mount Doom when we were...
That's the corniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
His name's Sam.
Of course it is. Of course it is. And you were little Frodo.
I was little Frodo.
Oh, sweetie.
Yep. It's like, carry me, Sam.
Oh, my God. Isn't it fun to have friends that you can do that stuff with?
It really is. Honestly, man, never allow yourself to feel like you have to get jaded and old, because everyone is a kid at heart, and you can kill that kid inside of you, but don't, because he is a lot of where your joy stems from.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Micah's deep second on the podcast this week.
I feel like we need to get some soft instrumental elevator music to play behind you. In Pokemon Red and Blue, the beta, Cubone was originally known as Orphan.
I mean,
Orphan with an O.
Orphan.
Based on its abandonment at birth. I thought that was a little sad.
That's definitely a little sad.
Cubone has a hard history, it sounds like.
Hard, for sure.
This is one that I actually found interesting. And for Gen 1, there are only 37 unique sounds for all 151 Pokemon cards.
Wow.
They
re-edited
They
them.
edit the speed and the pitch of everything.
Yeah.
And just to make it sound different. I always thought that was cool.
That
I'd
is
love
neat.
to try that sometime on mine. Yeah, that's all of them that I got for Pokemon. We'll do Skyrim next time.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
No, but you were just talking about losing all your joy. And because I was thinking about beforehand how little of a shit I give about stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And I was curious because I was like, well, Micah's, he's 26. So you're about to enter that phase where you just stop caring about all this stupid shit, like what you look like when you go out and everything like that. Like you're about to cross that medium, and it's a relief, man.
Yeah.
It's a relief. Yeah. I just to not be able to give two shits at all. Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I give a shit about a lot of shit, but there's also a lot of shit that I don't give a shit about. You know what I mean?
That's some deep shit.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's wrap this up.
All right, brother.